Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents.
It's so dreadful to be poor.
I don't think it's fair how some girls have plenty of pretty things and other girls nothing at all.
We have mother and father and each other.
We haven't got father, and we shall not have him for a long time.
You know the reason Mother proposed not having presents this Christmas was because it is going to be a hard winter for everyone, and she thinks we ought not to spend money for pleasure when our men are suffering so in the army.
But I don't think the little we have should make so much difference. I agree not to expect anything from you or Mother, but I'm badly wanting to get a new book.
I have planned to get new music with mine.
I shall get a nice box of drawing pencils. I really need them.
Mother didn't say anything about our money. Let's each buy something and have a little fun. I'm sure we work hard enough to earn it.
I know I do. Tracing those tiresome king children nearly all day when I'm longing to enjoy myself at home.
You don't have half such a hard time as I do. How would you like to be shut up for hours with Aunt March? You know how nervous and fussy she is, and she's never satisfied.
It's naughty to fret, but I think that washing dishes and keeping things tidy is the worst job in the world. It makes my hands so stiff and I can't practice well at all.
I don't think any of you suffer as I do, but you don't have to go to school with impertinent girls who laugh at your dresses and label your father if he isn't rich and insult you if your nose isn't nice.
If you mean libel, I'd say so. Let's not talk about labels as if Papa were a pickle in a bottle.
I know what I mean, and you needn't be satirical about it. It's proper to use good words and improve your vocabulary.
Don't peck at one another. Don't you wish we had the money Papa lost when we were little, Joe? Dear me, how happy and good we'd be if we had no worries.
You said that we were happier than the king children, who fret and fight all day, even though they have a lot of money.
So I did, Beth. Well, I think we are happier, for though we have to work, we make light of it and are a pretty jolly set, as Joe would say.
Joe does use such slang words. It's so boyish.
That's why I do it.
I detest rude, unladylike girls.
I hate affected ninny piminy chits.
Even little birds in their nests agree.
Really, girls, you are both to be blamed. You were old enough to leave off boyish tricks and to behave better, Josephine. It didn't matter so much when you were little, but now you are so tall and turn up your hair, you should remember you are a young lady.
I am not. And if turning it up makes me one, I'll wear it until 2 trails until I'm 20. I hate to think I've got to grow up and be a proper lady and wear long gowns. It's bad enough to be a girl anyway. I can't get over my disappointment in not being a boy, for I'm dying to go and fight in the war with Papa, and all I can do is stay home and knit.
As for you, Amy, you are altogether too particular and prim. You'll grow up an affected little goose if you don't take care. I like your nice manners when you don't try to be elegant, and your absurd words are as bad as Joe's slang.
If Joe is a tomboy and Amy is a goose, then what am I?
You're a dear, nothing else.
Look at the clock. Marmee will be home soon.
Here, put her slippers closer to the fire. They are quite worn out. She must have another pair.
I thought I'd get her some with my dollar.
No, I shall.
I'm the oldest.
Well, I shall get the slippers, for Father told me to take special care of Marmee while he was away.
I have an idea. Each of us must get something for her, and not get anything for ourselves.
Oh, that's like you, dear. What should we get?
I shall get her a nice pair of gloves.
Army shoes. Best to be had.
Some handkerchiefs, all hemmed.
I shall get a bottle of cologne. It won't cost much, so I'll have enough left to buy the pencils.
We must go shopping tomorrow afternoon, Meg. And remember, it's a secret, girls. All right, then, it's settled. Let's rehearse the Christmas play again. Come here, Amy, let's do the fainting scene. For you're stiff as a poker at that.
I can't help it. I never saw anyone faint, and I don't choose to make myself all black and blue and tumble to the ground as you do. If I can go down easily, I'll drop. If not, I'll fall into a chair.
Do it this way. Clasp your hands and stumble across the room crying, Rodrigo, save me! Save me! Oh!
Oh! Ow! Why are you so merry, my girl? How have you got on today, dears? Has anyone called today, Beth? How's your cold day? Joe, you look tired to death.
Oh.
What's in your hand? Oh,
A letter! 3 cheers for Father!
yes, a nice long letter. He has a special message reserved at the end.
I think it's so splendid that you went as a chaplain. when he was too old to be drafted and too weak to be a soldier.
I think it must be very disagreeable to sleep in a tent and eat all sorts of bad-tasting things and drink from a tin mug.
When will he come home, Marmee?
Not for many months. He'll stay and do his duty until the work is done, and we mustn't ask for him back a minute sooner. Now then, your message.
Give them all my dear love and a kiss. Tell them I think of them by day, pray for them by night, and find comfort in their affection at all times. A year seems a very long time to wait before I see them, but remind them that while we wait, we may all work, so that these hard days need not be wasted. I know they will remember all I said to them, that they will be loving children to you, will do their duty faithfully, fight their enemies bravely, and conquer themselves so beautifully that when I come back to them, I may be fonder than ever of my little women.
I am a selfish girl, but I truly will try to do better, so you may be disappointed in me by and by.
We all will. I think too much of my looks and hate to work, but I won't anymore if I can help it.
I'll try to be what he calls me, a little woman, and not be rough and wild, but do my duty instead of always wanting to be somewhere else.
Do you remember how you used to play Pilgrim's Progress when you were little? You used to travel through the house from down in the cellar, the city of destruction, to the celestial city in the attic.
I remember. That was so much fun.
If I wasn't too old for such games, I think I'd rather like to play it again. We are never too old for this because it's a road we keep traveling all our lives. Our burdens are here, and the Holy Spirit guides us through many troubles and mistakes. I suppose you see how far you can get on before Father gets home. But what are our burdens? Each of you told me your burden. Is that bad? Have you got one?
Yes. Mine are dishes and dusters, and envying girls with nice pianos, and being afraid of people.
Let's do it. It's only another name for trying to be good.
We ought to have a roll of directions like Christian did. What should we do for that?
Look under your pillow on Christmas morning and you will find your guidebook. Now, come, let's have dinner.
Marmee, thank you for our presents.
A Bible for each of us.
She might have run an errand before breakfast. I don't see her.
Never mind. We can get our presents ready.
Girls, about our Bibles.
Yes?
Mother wants us to read and love and mind these books, and we ought to begin at once. We used to be faithful about it, but since Father went away, we had neglected it. I want to read some of my Bible every day before I begin my chores. Will you join me?
I like that idea, Meg. I'll help you with the hard words, Amy. How about Psalms?
Merry Christmas, Mommy.
Thank you for the Bibles.
We need to read them every day.
You're very welcome, girls. Merry Christmas to all of you. Glad you began at once and hope you'll keep on reading. Now, before we sit down to breakfast, I want to say something. Not far away from here, there's a poor woman with a newborn baby and 4 children. All of them hungry and cold. My girls, will you give them your breakfast as a Christmas present?
I'm so glad you came before we began.
May I go and help carry the things for the little children?
I shall take the cream and the muffins. I knew you'd do it. Come, you can all help me, and when we get back, we'll have bread and milk and make it up at dinner time.
Dear Father, well, we took our breakfast to the poor German family living near us. They were so happy to have something warm to eat and called us angels. We stayed a long time, enough to help them eat, and not one of us felt bad about not having a bite of breakfast ourselves. When we got home, bread and milk for breakfast tasted better than it ever had before. Then we gave Mommy our presents, and she was so pleased. Amy had switched out the little bottle of cologne for a bigger one. She said she's trying not to be selfish anymore. I think that was very good of her. Then the Christmas play happened, and it went splendidly. But oh, Father, when all the guests had left, we girls had such a surprise. Our neighbor, Mr. Lawrence, had heard what we did with our breakfast, and so he sent us a splendid supper with cake and ice cream and fruit and many other delicious things.
It was a lovely Christmas, wasn't it, Marmee?
Indeed it was, Joe.
I liked it when we went to the German family best.
Me too.
It was loving our neighbor better than ourselves, and I liked it.
I suppose instead to us.
Do you think we could get to know him and his grandson more, Mommy?
I'm sure he'd appreciate some friendship, Joe. He was the one who delivered your supper, and he looked very lonely.
I wish no one had to be lonely at Christmas.
Well, don't you worry, Beth. We'll make friends with him soon, I'm sure.
Now, if only Father were here, things would be complete.
Perhaps next year, Meg.
We all miss you, dear Father. Thank you so much for your letter. We will all try to be all what you wish us to be when you come home, and we aim to do better than when you left us. God will help us, and His Holy Spirit is our best guide, as Marmee says. Well, I have to go to bed now. Merry Christmas, dear Father. Ever your loving, Joe.